Pressure testing a gas line for leaks is a precise, step-by-step inspection where the inspector verifies pressure, watches for drops, and confirms every joint and termination is tight and safe. During the inspection, the inspector first confirms the test medium and target pressure for natural gas or liquid petroleum propane, typically using the code or manufacturer-specified test pressure and duration. They will isolate the system, attach a calibrated test gauge to a convenient test port, and bring the system up to the required pressure slowly to avoid shock. They will then tap the gauge lightly and observe for needle stability to detect binding or stuck indicators. Then let the pressure sit for the full required hold time while monitoring for any decay. If there is any drop, they will repressurize and start troubleshooting. They will examine every accessible joint, valve, and union while under pressure and sometimes apply a liquid leak detection solution to suspect areas, paying close attention to fittings near mechanical vibrations and at changes in direction. The inspector also checks all terminations and capped ends to make sure plugs and caps are properly torqued and rated for test pressure, and inspects any flexible connectors or appliance connectors for manufacturer labeling and condition. If the system includes buried or concealed piping that cannot be isolated for a pneumatic test, they will require an accepted alternate method, such as a pressure decay test on accessible portions paired with visual inspection and tracer testing. They will document the initial and final pressure readings, duration of the hold, gauge calibration label or certificate, and any corrective actions taken, and they will issue a clear pass or fail with specific remediation steps if needed. Practical tips. Always provide the inspector with system drawings or a simple sketch of the piping route. Keep spare test caps and rated plugs on site. Use a test gauge with a calibration date within 12 months. And avoid soap-only checks on high-pressure sections. Use approved gas leak detection fluid or electronic sniffers as a second verification. One of the most common mistakes is using an uncalibrated or low-resolution gauge, which causes false positives or missed leaks. Fix that by using a calibrated gauge rated above the test pressure and showing its certificate to the inspector. One of the next common issues is improper isolation, where branch lines or appliances are not fully capped or closed, producing pressure loss that looks like a leak. Fix that by clearly tagging and capping every offtake and showing the inspector each cap and valve before pressurizing. One of the third frequent problems is overpressurizing or using the wrong medium, for example using compressed air where codes require inert nitrogen for certain systems, which risks damage and invalidates the test. Fix that by confirming the accepted test medium and maximum test pressure with the inspector beforehand and supplying nitrogen or soapy solution only where permitted. BigHomeProjects.com lists qualified local gas plumbers and licensed inspectors who perform pressure testing and leak detection, so homeowners can quickly find contractors with the exact test experience and certifications they need. The directory helps contractors get work by letting them showcase pressure testing skills, gauge calibration records, and verified customer reviews so inspectors and homeowners can connect confidently.